Hi, my Brookfields here. How you doing? A little something for the weekend. I'm on a bit of a Stevie Ray buzz at the moment because I got these Bluebird pickups. You know, the King Tone Bluebird pickups. You may have seen the video last week I put up. I actually put up a video yesterday, a Charlie Parker thing, where I was playing the solo to confirmation, but I think it was just a bit heavy for this channel. You know, maybe I need to put those videos up somewhere else. You know, I think we'll stick to more like the blues rock kind of thing here. But I like to do all things guitar. Maybe it's just the way that I present them. I think I might need to just present less information, but more, give it kind of more context. Because if you're not used to hearing that solo, it probably sounds a little bit mental, you know. So if you're wondering where that video's gone, I've taken that down. But I am going to put up some Charlie Parker stuff. But I might actually, you know, make the information a little bit more accessible to people. Anyway, let's get stuck into some Stevie Ray Vaughan. So anyway, last week I gave you 3 licks on Texas Flood, so I thought I'll fire up the old El Mocambo and pick out a few licks out of that and show you what I picked out. So a couple 3 random licks, you know, but all, you know, awesome Stevie Ray Vaughan. Let's check out first one here. That's the first half of the first lick. So I'll go through that, will I? So he does a, you know, the chuck thing. And then he kind of goes to the 9 because we're in G, yeah? So, and then, you know, the typical Stevie Ray Vaughan thing is do a hammer-on pull-off. But it sounds like he just does either a pull-off or just a slide back. And to me, it sounds more like a slide back. And when you look on the video, it's actually quite hard to tell. It doesn't look like he does a slide back because his hand doesn't really move, but he's playing so fast, you know. But I'm going to trust my ears, you know, and what it sounds like as opposed to what it looks like. So it's a really nice feel to do with the hands. You do chuck, and then you do this slide back, and then you're down the pentatonic, and he's, you know, it's actually, he's playing quite quietly there, but you know, the amps are sizzling the way that he's the tone that he's getting out of the guitar. Because he's kind of like really just kind of, he's just really kind of tickling the strings, but there's a massive tone coming out. Tone in capital letters. Okay, so let's have a listen. Now that's the juicy bit. That's the kind of bit I want to know what's going on, because it's that kind of snaky backwards and forwards thing that he does. So it's like 6, and it almost sounds like he's playing it again before he slides back to the 3 and then hits through. And then the next part of the phrase is he pops up to the, you know, the flat 7 of G. So, and he uses his 3rd finger there, you know, which is interesting as well. And then a quick hammer-on pull-off. So far. Slide up. It's pretty standard. And it's handy if you land on your 2 there, because he goes up to that same note And he does use his third finger on both of those notes. So so far we've got that's how I hear it anyway. Do you want to have a listen again? Something about the way he gets to that flat 7. You know, the way he kind of gets that is really impressive, and there's a snaky, again, a little microtonal kind of thing which is hard to get. Anyway, that was the first lick I picked out. I'm going to work on that myself. I'll probably practice it through a whole bunch of keys, you know, to try and get it into my playing. But, you know, one of the key things I'm taking away from that is that, you know, jumping up to that flat 7 and the fingering, you know, he's using. He hops around with the third finger, you know, which is kind of hard to do at that speed. So the way he goes. So one more time. Okay, let's check out the next lick. There's 3 of them. So this is at 75%. So again, it's just got a lot of those super Stevie Ray Vaughnisms in it, hasn't it? But weirdly, some of it's a little bit more typical in this one. So he does chuck, and then he does what we would have expected. He does the hammer on to the 4 and back. So chuck, 6-3, 5, 3-4-3. 6-3. You play these differently when you're standing up, by the way. Don't forget that. You know, it's good to practice these standing up. Anyway. So then he kind of comes down a pentatonic. He jumps back to that flat 7 again, which is at the 6th fret. So, and then, so all together, I'll go slow on this. Down the blue scale. So that bit is 3, 5, 3, 5, 4, 3, 6. A little hammer on pull off from 3 and 4. 6, 3, 6, trill. Let's have a listen to the master do it. So fluid, isn't it? You know, his licks. So I'm not going to attempt to play it that fast, so I'm going to work on it myself to build it up. Okay, so that's the second lick. It's got really, you know, that again, like I said, I'll be practicing through all keys, so I'll try it in C. You know, but I'll have to work to get it fluent. It sounds a bit stiff there, the way that I'm doing it. It needs a little bit of bedding in. And then I'll practice it on F probably. It's a bit all over the place that, but you know, that's the work in progress. And then let's have a look at the third lick. Now this is the lick that I heard first. This is what I got pulled in by, because I just randomly clicked into Texas Flood on the Mocambo, and this is the lick that I heard, and I thought, holy shit, yeah, I need to learn that lick. And then I worked backwards, and I learned the two licks that I've just shown you. But it was actually this third lick that I heard first, which really pricked up my ears. So cool, that, isn't it? You know, so it's, you know, I'm starting this with a. So that's, you know, where I'm picking up the lick from. So just a right backwards to 3, 5, 4, 3, 6, 3, trill, root. You know, so I'd probably use the root on with my thumb with the root there. It's hard to kind of do that, so. Or maybe just the thumb on the last note. That's easier. But here's the money. So he's doing this. This is on the G9 chord. So it's just before he gets to the 5 chord, you know, so he goes. So I'm doing the top 3 strings at 10, and then I play 12, and then I've got a hammer on pull off, then I'm hitting the 3rd string 10, then I'm doing that thing where I use the middle finger, because it's what Steve Ray does, I'm presuming, because it really pings them out. And he's hitting the major 3rd of G there, and then a hammer on. So. And then he does a rundown. So I'm going 12, 11, 10. Then I jump into the 10 on the 1st string. Back to the 10 on the 3rd string, then the 12 on the 1st string, and so. So that's a really cool. It's a really cool lick, isn't it? So far. And then, so, and then he actually goes to the 5 chord there. So just have a listen again. And then that's the 5 chord. It's that, like, and he kind of does pretty much a similar thing there. So because all that kind of like, you know, all of that kind of adding notes to the... Really interesting sound, isn't it? Was so authentically Steve Ray. You don't really hear that many people doing that, you know, unless they're real, you know, super Stevie studied guys, if you like. So let's have a listen again. Hear that he goes to the, you know, the D chord, keep hitting the pickup switch still, you know, so that's just my own shite. Okay, so there you go, 3 El Mocambo licks. I might do some more. What do you reckon? If you want to hear more, let me know. I'm kind of discovering these little kind of nuggets of information about Steve Ray Vaughan as we go here. So if you want to join me, if you want to share this journey with me, please subscribe, say hello, and I won't be able to monetize this video because I've been playing Steve Ray Vaughan, of course. So please support the channel any way you like, and keep it burning.